Right.
And I am going to hand over to Greg Cozens, who's been waiting very patiently in the wings here to tell us about the Orient project and the Dronemag and IP that Red River Resources have conducted in the last year as well. Over to you, Greg.
Okay, thanks, Helen, and good afternoon. I'll just share the screen and okay, thank you. Yeah, our project that we're given a grant for is the Orient Dronemag and IP project. Work. No, I think I've just got to see. Okay, so first of all, Red River acknowledges the assistance of the Queensland Government through the Geological Survey in promoting exploration for new economy minerals through the CI grant scheme. It's an invaluable scheme, and yeah, everyone that's been part of it's benefited greatly from it. So the drone magnetic and IP polarisation geophysical surveys done over the Orient, silver, lead, zinc, indium deposits, which are located west of Herberton. Red River identified the Orient deposits as having potential to develop additional mining projects for our operation down here at Charters Towers. The mineralisation at Orient is enriched in indium, so that's one of the reasons why I think we got the grant, is one of the new economy minerals, and it has exceptionally high grades of indium up to 190 grams per tonne, making Orient West one of the highest grade known indium deposits in Australia. Previous exploration has identified a non-JORC compliant resource of 230,000 tonnes at just under 3% zinc, 3% lead, 5% zinc, 180 grams silver and 190 grams of indium. And that remains open to extension in all directions. To the east, the Orient East area has limited drilling, but also has intercepted some good grades of silver, including 3 metres at 146 grams per tonne, along with 9.7% zinc and 3.8% lead. And none of that has been followed up. The area is considered to be underexplored. There's been little exploration there since the late 1980s. There's extensive surface alteration, high-grade historic mines, geochemical anomalies, and now the magnetic and IP features that make the area very highly prospective for economic ore deposits. The location, as you can see, we're about 20 k's west of Herberton, just off the western side of the Atherton Tablelands. Geologically, we're sitting at the southeast end of the Hodgkinson Basin within the featherbed volcanic group comprising felsic volcanic rocks. The tenement covers part of the Boonmoo Cauldron, specifically the Boonmoo Sag, volcanotectonic collapse structure comprising rhyolites of the Boonmoo volcanic subgroup and the late Carboniferous Halpin granites. So you can see where we are in relation to the featherbed caldera structures down on this southeastern corner, and on the right, the tenement outline here with the rhyolites in grey and the granites in pink. Within the project area, the Boonmoo volcanics comprise the Orient rhyolite, which is a ignimbrite flow sheet, The blue water rhyolite is a crystal-rich welded rhyodacite to rhyolithic ignimbrites, and the Eureka rhyolite, a welded crystal-rich rhyolithic ignimbrite. And highly porphyritic Halpin granite crops out over a large proportion of the project area. So the program rationale is mapping and understanding the structural relationships. That's key for discovery of new deposits and the extension of known mineralisation at Orient. The two main mineralised trends are east-west at Orient East and northeast-southeast at Orient West. In the proposal for the grant, the Dronemag survey was proposed to be flown over the entire tenement, which is approximately 20 square kilometres. The Dronemag was chosen to aid in testing the geological model for mineralisation at Orient by mapping the structures on the margin of an interpreted major caldera subsidence structure. And the Dronemag was chosen for its ability to provide very detailed low-level surveys over rough terrain with limited access. The Dronemag was flown on 20-metre line spacing with a drape height of 20 metres. The drone flew at a speed between 5 and 7 metres per second with a sampling rate of 20 hertz. So effectively, we're getting multiple mag readings every metre. Following the Dronemag, the 13 line kilometres of dipole IP were proposed. IP was successfully used at Orient to target mineralisation in 1988, and the mineralisation has been noted to have a strong association with pyrrhotite, which is highly conductive. The IP lines were going to be designed following the completion of the Dronemag. The combination of two survey methods we see will de-risk ongoing exploration through more reliable targeting of mineralised structures and thereby increasing the likelihood of success. The proposed cost of the project was $192,000, and we received $190,000, which we're very grateful for. Okay, so just on to the results of the two surveys. So fortunately, we only managed to survey 14 square kilometres of Dronemag. The area covered, you can see in the image here. The northern area of the tenement we just couldn't get access into. Part of the reason, I suppose one of the limiting things with drone is, you've got a limited range. The drone can go from the controller. So we had to have access within like 800 metres of the area needed to cover. And then we completed 3 lines of IP, targeting over the Orient West and an extension of the Orient West area, and then over the Orient East Nanum mineralisation. Again, the IP survey was hampered by terrain access and very conductive rocks, causing quite slow reading times. Brief interpretation of the Dronemag, as you can see from the imaging, it's very detailed. Like Helen's work, just the level of detail has just gone up by quantum leap. We've been able to map out extensions to the known structures at Orient West, and identified quite a few more complex structures around the Orient East area. And one of the things that did come out that we hadn't realised earlier is this elliptical feature down here sitting within the blue water rhyolite, which seems to be a large, complex feature, deep-seated feature, which we think may be a intrusion that's may well be the source of the fluids and metals for the Orient West and Orient East mineralisation. Looking at section, the IP sections, these are the inversion models. So at this stage, all we've got from Zonj, who did the survey, has been inversion models. So you can see that on the first line over Orient West, we've got both chargeable and conductive features associated with the mineralisation, and another quite deep charge conductor in the sequence as well. And the surprising thing that turned up for us was this large chargeability feature sitting in the blue water rhyolites and that elliptical magnetic feature. So suggesting that there's something mineralised at depths below the outcropping rhyolites. The second line we did, this is looking east, line to the east of Orient West, where we're looking for the extensions of the Orient mineralisation. So you've got another good conductor associated with the Orient West veins, and with chargeability features as well associated with the veins. So that gives a lot of confidence that there's potential to extend these veins and along the mag structures as well. And in the rhyolite, this shows strong chargeable features. Seems to be getting deeper as we go to the east. And the line over Orient East and Nanham, again, with the mineralisation, we have both chargeable and conductors. And someone's just coming in the door. Again, giving the support that there's certainly a lot more potential for mineralisation there. Because a lot of the old workings were only very shallow. They were taking out the oxides and just down into the start of the sulfides. We've also got another deep-seated chargeability feature, which potentially, it's sitting within the granite, and so it's potentially another target there. So it's certainly the IP has given us plenty to think about and plenty of targets to go on with. So just putting it all together, so the Dronemag identified extensions to the known structures, so in these red lines up through here. There's strong conductors and chargeability features associated with the known mineralisation. So it's just so we've got the chargeability features here, and then the conductor sitting in the middle of it, and the similar thing over here at Orient East and Nanham, and then a large deep IP chargeability feature within the elliptical magnetic feature, which seems to be a new style of target for this area. You can see from the mags that seems to be quite a complex feature with highs and lows. So certainly got quite a bit more work to do on that. All right, and that's it. And I'll better put myself back on. Yeah. So sorry, I'll go back one. Yeah, so that's it. Fairly short and sweet, but certainly both geophysical techniques have worked well together. They complemented each other and given us help us generate other targets which will follow up in due course. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. Can't wait to see the follow-up.
Yeah, well, we'll get some drill rigs out there.
That's it. That's it. Ultimate truth tester.
That's
Awesome.
right.
All right.
Yep.
Rick, you look like you're pondering hard and you have some questions stored away there.
I do have a question. A couple of questions, but the first one I want to ask is I might have missed this when you were saying it too. What's producing in this, the structures in the Dronemag look like they have a strong magnetic signature, and I just might have missed, you might have said, but is it magnetite within the structures or within the veins that's producing that signature, or what's the mineralogy that's?
The mineralogy of the veins is predominantly galena sphalerite and various silver minerals. We think that some of the mag features may well be peritite, because there is a peritite association with the mineralisation. So we think at this stage, those features may well be some peritite within the structures.
And
raise the hand, and then we'll see that you want to talk. And
I'm not sure where that noise is coming from, but
sorry, that was from us. Sorry, we're trying to work
right.
out how to type a question. I can't work out how to type a question.
All right,
so
yeah, go to the Q&A.
Yes, you can just ask one, Helen. That's right.
Yeah, you have to
let
ask.
me type it in, maybe because I'm on the panel.
Panelists can't go into the
following
Q&A.
on from some of John's questions, what was the line spacing on the drone data, and what system did you use? And I think
it was a 20-metre spacing, 20-metre line spacing. Ultramag flew the drone for us. I can't remember the exact name of the system, but yeah,
oh, that's right. No,
Ultramag was the and yeah, so the sampling rate was, I think, was at 20 hertz and flying at, I think, 5 to 7 meters a second. So you've got multiple readings per meter along your line. And they had I think a proprietary terrain control system that they use to maintain a constant terrain clearance. Because it was quite hilly out where we were, and I think it did very well.
So we do have a series of questions, Greg, from John, joining us again from Cambodia over there. Just for reference, was the contractor cost for the 20 kilometre squared airborne drone survey? And how long did the survey take?
The survey took about 10 days. And we were looking at about, I think, initial costs of about $87,000, around $90,000. We had to do a couple of extra tie lines, which pushed it up a bit. I think it ended up being about $115,000 all up.
All right. Nick Oliver says, hi, Greg. Is the known mineralisation sitting specifically in the mapped or interpreted faults?
Yes, so on this diagram, the the known mineralisation is in the map veins is in the yellow lines here. That's, you can see the lines of shafts, you know, so at Orient East, Orient West, there's 5 veins that have been previously mined and mapped out. And then we've got the Orient East vein runs along through there. They are pretty close to the veins, but we may well be seeing their position below the base of weathering too. It's coming through the mag, so maybe in the weathered zone we haven't got the magnetism. Yeah, the peritite's broken down. We've still got to do a lot more work on this. We haven't been had time to get up and follow this up yet. So it's something that we'll be following through with is checking out where these mag linears are and what's actually on the ground and ground truthing it.
And then Doug Young would like to know, what is the maximum distance from drone to operator?
800 metres. So the drone would fly 4 paths of 800 metres for each flight before they have to change batteries. And depending on the weather, I mean, if it's a bit windy, it might drop back to 3 lines. But yeah, the maximum range is 800 metres.
No wedge-tailed eagle issues with the drones?
No, there was one that took a little bit of interest, but yeah, there was a few leaves in the magnetometer as well. So there was one hanging around for a while, but he didn't take a liking to it.
For our international audience members, we do have the native Australian eagles, the wedge-tailed eagles, are known to pluck drones out of the sky and do something else with them.